Welcome, friends. I'm Andy, the storyteller. Today I have another fun adventure to share from Farmer Brown's Dinosaur Farm. So grab your favorite stuffy and find a nice, quiet spot. We're about to take a trip to Farmer Brown's Dinosaur Farm. It was a cold, blustery day on Farmer Brown's Dinosaur Farm. The wind blew through the trees, the sky was gray, and Farmer Brown could see his breath in the air. Snow was coming. It didn't snow much where Farmer Brown lived, so this was not normal. Dinosaurs liked warm weather, which made his farm a great spot for them. But on occasion, the winter would bring ice and snow. Mrs. Brown was a great seamstress. She made warm wool coats for all of the dinosaurs. If you've ever seen a horse wearing a coat, then you know what a triceratops in a coat looks like. She even made them furry trapper hats that would go over their horns. They looked like chubby lumberjacks. It took all day to get coats and hats on all of the dinosaurs. It's a little-known fact, but T-Rexes don't like to wear hats. They roared and they fought it like toddlers, but in the end, Farmer Brown won. All of the T-Rexes hung their heads and looked defeated to be wearing a nice warm hat. They swatted at their hats with their little arms, but it was no use. It was quite a sight that made Farmer Brown laugh. Even Rover barked in amusement. For once, the raptors were easy to take care of. Farmer Brown just put them in the barn and ran 2 heaters. It would be very warm in the barn. He had to put in a small kiddie pool just so the raptors could splash around and cool off. It was like summertime in the barn. The last dinosaurs that needed blankets were the Apatosaurus. You might be wondering how you put a coat on a dinosaur the size of a building. But the thing is, you don't. Have you ever seen the tarps they roll out at baseball games when it rains? The ones so big that it covers the field? Well, Farmer Brown had some of those especially made for his dinosaurs. They were made out of fleece. Then they had big scarves and hats to match. They were quite fashionable. As the sun set on the cold day, Farmer Brown knew that tomorrow the snow would be blanketing the ground when he woke up. He was very tired and slept really well. When the sun came up the next morning, Farmer Brown and Rover were ready to go. Mrs. Brown sent him out with a warm thermos of coffee. The snow was about knee-deep, so he needed to put the snowplow on the front of the truck. All of the dinosaurs seemed to be doing well, except for the T-Rexes. They moped around all sad that they were still wearing hats. The only time they perked up was when food arrived. Rover the dog loved bounding in the snow. All of the outside dinosaurs were fed. Now it was time to go check on the raptors in their tropical oasis. When Farmer Brown opened the barn door, he was surprised to see that there were no raptors inside. They were gone. Rover was worried and looked up at Farmer Brown. "I don't know where they went," said Farmer Brown, "but we better find them soon, or they'll turn into popsicles." Rover dashed to the other side of the barn to find an open window. Outside in the snow were raptor tracks leading to the woods and then into the back field. After following the tracks in the snow through the trees, Farmer Brown and Rover came to the back field. It was a pure, white, untouched field of snow. For just a moment, Farmer Brown appreciated the beauty. Then Rover sniffed the air and barked. Suddenly, from under the snow popped up 5 raptor heads. They began to jump around in the snow. They seemed to be having a good time. I don't know if you've ever seen velociraptors frolicking in the snow, but it's quite a sight. They leapt and rolled, slid and pounced in the fluffy white snow. Ranger the raptor had even found a way to use his tail to throw snow at his brothers. Then they all began to wildly toss snow at each other. It was a flurry of snow and dinosaurs. Farmer Brown wasn't mad. He and Rover just watched them play. It's the simple things in life that are the best. After about 30 minutes, it got too cold to stand, and Farmer Brown told Rover to go round them up. Rover bounded through the snow, barking for them to come in. The raptors just didn't want to, so they used their tails to toss snow at Rover. They all began to pelt him with snowballs, and Farmer Brown's laugh could be heard for a good mile. Finally, he stopped laughing long enough to whistle for all of them to come in. Rover ran and rounded up the last of the raptors, and they all jogged back to the barn. Once they were inside, Farmer Brown made sure to lock up all the doors and the windows. Later, Farmer Brown and Rover took a nap in front of the roaring fire while Mrs. Brown baked some fresh cookies in the oven. It was a great snow day. The end. I hope you enjoyed the story. Here are some dinosaur facts about theropods. This is a classification of dinosaur that walked on two legs. All of the meat-eating dinosaurs were theropods, which includes the Tyrannosaurus rex and Velociraptor. They used their shorter front arms to catch and eat prey. Theropod fingers and toes had long, sharp claws. They also had powerful jaws and sharp teeth for eating meat. Make sure to ask your parents to follow Farmer Brown's Dinosaur Farm so you can hear more stories from the farm. We'd love to know what you think of our show. Follow us on Facebook and let us know. Just search for Farmer Brown's Dinosaur Farm. If you would like to send us a letter, email us at farmerbrowndInos@gmail.com. This show is brought to you by The Secure Dad. Parents can learn new ways to live safer, happier lives at thesecuredad.com.